Today on the Philly Toll podcast, we got a lot to get into, from Nick Sirianni's press conference to the all-pro first team and second team put out by Pro Football Focus, how many Eagles made it. But let's go back down memory lane. When A.J. Brown was traded to the Eagles, Jalen Hurts called him, and we should have knew that these two were going to accomplish something great. Listen.
Man, what's happening, man?
Hey, let's do it, man. Hey.
Boy.
Man, let's do it, man.
Say no more.
Jalen Hurts, say no more.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Toll podcast. And today, we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, help your boy out. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding that bell so you know when we drop these videos. And check out the link in the description so you can join the conversation behind the YouTube scenes. Let's get to some of these receipts real quick. A.J. Brown was talked about to not be elite, and Jalen Hurts was not supposed to be the guy. Now, of course, a lot of Cowboy content creators said this. But Vach works for the volume. He studies tape. And to say this in the same sentence is I watch tape and A.J. Brown's still not that good. He's not elite. He's not going to change Jalen Hurts. Or who is Jalen Hurts is just blasphemy, as Stephen A. Smith would say. Now, this has been floating around since last night. I retweeted it at 9:34 p.m., and a lot of people agree. Over 1,300 likes. And again, it's because he said not only is A.J. Brown not elite, when did Jalen Hurts become the guy? He's not buying into all this Eagles hype. It's cool. You're not supposed to as a Cowboy fan. But when you use the word, I watch tape, and just lie, it's cap. Listen to this.
They think that A.J. Brown is just going to come in and just flip the culture. They think that he's just going to enact big change. I'm starting to look at A.J. Brown. I started to watch some film, Will, still. I just wanted to see, just in case I was bugging or something. I don't think A.J. Brown is elite, right? And not only is A.J. Brown not elite, when did Jalen Hurts turn into a guy?
That's the one right there.
When did Jalen Hurts turn into... Okay, so...
You don't got to listen to the whole 2-minute clip. Like I said, on the quote tweet last night at 9:34 p.m. Follow your boy on Twitter. Again, we chop it up any way we can to discuss Eagles and the NFC East. But A.J. Brown got 1,496 yards. That's fourth in the NFL. His 11 touchdowns have him tied for third. If you look at single coverage, Pro Football Focus put this out there. He's number one in the NFL. 900 plus yards on single coverage, the most yards in the NFL, because you got two bracket coverage. You got a double team. You got to keep a safety over top because his physicality is too much in the middle. His speed is still there, and his hands and his contested catches there. He's a do-it-all receiver, and you can't play him single coverage. So, again, you can hate on the Eagles, but straight lying when you're doing work for the volume? Come on, man. Take your bias out of this, man. Take your bias out of this. Now, speaking about the all-pro team, right? A shout out to Clay Harbor for just tweeting this. 5 Philadelphia Eagles made PFF's all-pro team. First team, Lane Johnson, 0 sacks and hits this season. TJ Edwards with 159 tackles, 7 pass breakups, a 76.4 rating allowed when targeting his way. The second team was Jason Kelsey, James Bradbury, and A.J. Brown. Not elite, but he made the all-pro second team for wide receiver. That means there's only 3 or 4 wide receivers ahead of him. CeeDee Lamb not there. He's good, but he's not there. Nobody in the NFC is there except for A.J. Brown. Now, Hassan Reddick not being on this? Huh? Slay? Some of y'all still mad at Slay, but look at the totality of the season. The PBUs, the simple fact that he doesn't get targeted much. All that got to play in it. we're not going to advocate for the Eagles. We know who the Eagles are. That's why they're the number one seed, you know. Now, I do want to get into some of the things Nick Sirianni said. He talked about the possibility of losing both these guys. He got contingency plans, whether it's in-house or out-house. Frank Wright out-house, Brian Flores out-house, in-house, Brian Johnson, and I'm not sure who could be the defensive guy, but we have time. Here's the thing. As much as I'm upset with these guys, these are the guys that are going to get us to the Super Bowl. Simple and plain. It's our players. It's everything. It's the unit. So we can hate on them. Well, put it to the side for now. I'm rooting for these guys because I'm rooting for the Eagles. And I've seen good from Gannon. I have. What gets me nervous is at a flip of a switch, and or coming into a game, we can get punched in the mouth. And I don't know if we have the adjustments to get out of that. One game sample size in the playoffs. Win, you go on. Lose, you go home. I'm rooting for these guys. I love y'all. I love y'all until the season ends. And if you guys leave, best of luck. For real, for real. I ain't mad at the game. I have my issues at time, but I ain't mad at the game. We are still the number one seed. If we were horrible with any position, then we wouldn't be the number one seed. You can't be that bad on defense or offense. Now, some of you will say the offensive players help out the coaching. The defensive players really help out the coaching. Maybe that's true. But I still know there could be some coaches that are worse. We the number one seed. We got to act like it. We got to own it. We'll talk about this stuff in the offseason. It's still the season. And these guys better be focused. Now, I also want to talk about self-scouting this week and how much important it is. Nick Sirianni talked about it, and these are the guys who are going to do the self-scouting. JG's the defensive play caller. Shane Steichen is the offensive play caller. I know some of y'all say I say Shane's last name wrong. Well, if he stays after this year, I'll get it right. If not, then I don't got to get it. Gannon's last name is too easy. The self-scouting has to be on what the players do well, what the players have done slightly bad or had trouble with to minimize them calls. Maybe it's zone coverage. Maybe it's back-to-back. Maybe it's playing 6 yards off. But they got to look at themselves too. There's been calls on offense and defense that has had me scratching my head. Come on, why are we doing this? Let's balance out the pass and run. Let's play a little press. Let's blitz. They got to look at themselves as much as they got to look at what players do what right, who got the better strengths here, who got more weaknesses here, how can I move these guys? You got to look at yourself. You have a week to do this before we know our opponent. And we'll be talking on this channel about who should we want to play, who do we think we're going to play, all that. But self-scouting, when it comes to Shane and Jonathan, is going to be huge. You have to be playing your best ball in 2 weeks. No ifs, and or buts. Look at what the players are doing. Look at what you're doing. Look what absolutely didn't work. Look what did work. And go from there. Lastly, I do want to point this graphic up because history has a tendency of repeating itself. And the last team who won a Super Bowl with a number one seed was the Eagles. Not that many number one seeds won the Super Bowl in the last 22 years, 21 years. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the Eagles are known to do good things when they get the number one seed, whether that's NFC championships or Super Bowls. Once we get to the championship, it's no, well, we at least made the championship. Nah, man. We want to get to the bowl game. But we have proof of us doing it. Now we just got to rinse and repeat. It's not that easy, but we got to rinse and repeat. All that being said, we are going to discuss a lot more on this channel. Slowly but surely, have a couple collabs coming up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop the muscle emoji. 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Drop the muscle emoji. Y'all been killing the muscle emoji. Appreciate y'all. Help your boy out and hit that like button. It's free. It's easy. Subscribe. We just reached 30K and ding that bell so you know when we go live. Tomorrow is the call-in stream. Call-in stream at 7 o'clock. Bring your best takes. Until next time, you know what time it is. We out.